In spiritual matters, symbols are the most efficient form of communication ever developed. A single image can carry an idea that would take an hour to explain in words, and it can transmit that idea across languages, centuries, and cultures that share almost nothing else in common with each other. But sadly, that efficiency comes with a trap. Simple transmission does not mean simple content. A symbol compresses something enormous into something small, and most people mistake the smallness of the container for the smallness of what it really holds inside it and what it means. The lotus is the clearest example of this in Buddhism. It appears on temple walls, under statues, in the posture practitioners sit in the names of scriptures, and in most images of the Buddha produced. The majority of people register it as decoration or just a pleasant flower attached to a peaceful religion. What it really encodes is a complete description of human consciousness and how it changes. Let's start with the plant itself, because the entire meaning comes from how it grows. A lotus does not grow in clean water. It roots in thick mud at the bottom of a pond, in the darkest and most stagnant layer available. From that mud, a stem rises upward through murky water, traveling blind through a medium where almost no light reaches. Then it breaks the surface, opens into a bloom of remarkable cleanliness. And here is the detail the tradition cares about most. No mud clings to the petals. The flower emerges from the filth completely unstained by it. Rain and dirty water bead off the surface and slide away. Every stage of that journey maps onto something specific in a spiritual context. The mud is the ordinary human condition. Confusion, craving, fear, unexamined conditioning, the accumulated weight of a life lived on autopilot. Buddhism does not treat this layer as shameful, and it does not treat it as something to escape by pretending it was never there. The mud is where the plant comes from. There is no lotus without it. Awakening grows out of the difficult material of an ordinary human life, rather than in spite of it, which is why the tradition holds that suffering is the starting condition of the path, rather than an obstacle blocking the entrance to it. Next is the water, which is the journey and the process. The long stretch of traveling upward without being able to see the surface, without proof that the surface exists, working through layers of murk that get slightly clearer the higher you go. This stage is where the inner work happens. Years of practice with no dramatic result. The slow clearing of patterns that keep reasserting themselves. Movement that feels pointless while it is occurring. The bloom is the moment of opening. What matters about it is that nothing was added from outside. The flower was contained in the seed at the bottom of the pond from the beginning, and the entire journey was the unfolding of what was already there. The tradition is precise about this. Awakening reveals rather than constructs something new, and the unstained petals carry the final piece. A person who has done this work still lives in the world, still encounters the same difficulties, still moves through the same conditions everyone else does. What changes is that those conditions stop sticking. The mud is still present, but it no longer attaches. There is a story about Buddha's struggle that connects to this stage. After his awakening under the Bodhi tree, the Buddha sat with a serious problem. What he had seen felt impossible to communicate, and he considered saying nothing at all and remaining silent for the rest of his life. In the account preserved in the Pali Canon, he then surveyed the world and saw it as a pond of lotuses. Some flowers were still submerged deep in the mud, nowhere near the surface. Some had risen part way through the water. Some had reached the surface and sat level with it. And a few stood clear above the water, fully open, waiting. That vision is what changed his mind. Beings were at radically different distances from readiness, and while some would never hear him, no matter how clearly he spoke, others were sitting at the surface, needing almost nothing at all. Teaching became worth the effort because of the ones already waiting for his presence. That image is the reason Buddhism describes consciousness in stages rather than as a one-time instant switch. Every person is somewhere in that pond right now. They can be deep in the mud, with the deeper questions never having occurred to them, or maybe rising through the water in the difficult middle, or at the surface, close enough that a single conversation could open everything, or above it and already open. The lotus, then, is not a symbol of peace, and it is certainly not just a decorative motif. It is a diagram of a process, and it contains an argument about human nature that is radical. The argument is this: the flower is in the seed already. The mud is necessary rather than shameful. The distance between the bottom of the pond and the surface is measured in depth of inner work rather than in luck or birth. And every single lotus in that pond, including the ones still buried in the dark, is the same plant with the same capacity, separated only by how far along the stem they currently are. Which raises the only question this symbol has ever really been asking from you. Are you aware of where you are in that water yourself?